All right, all right. Gonna start off by giving all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kradash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of GMS for teaching nothing but the 100% truth. Shalom to you, beautiful Akim, that's believing the truth, pushing the truth throughout the four winds, using your body as a living sacrifice. Shalom to you, very few Aqua, that sister in learning and quietness. It's your brother Amon from GMS Lake City Camp. Lord willing, coming back with a quick hit, just more so like a quick hit video. But I'm going to start here in Jeremiah 51 and verse 5. It says, For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God. It says, of the Lord of hosts, through their land though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Right. And the Lord is bringing these wars, these plagues, these famines for Yasharalah's sake, you so-called blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, Jamaicans, Haitians, right? The Lord is doing this for our sakes, because it's time for us to be one again with Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. It's time for us to go back home. And this ain't our home. This ain't our rest, So this is why we tell Jakes, you got to rise and depart, man. And we'll get that precept after this. But verse 6, Jeremiah 51:6, it says, Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. It says, For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. See? So the nations have drunken of her wine and the nations are mad. You see this thing going on with Iran. Iran is not backing down, man. Trump, they don't really fucked up, and that's what we're seeing. Trump really, he made a mistake getting involved with the rallies, the ish people with this war, because their concern was getting Benjamin Boo Boo. We'll say that. You got to speak in code on these videos. But, Trump done put his 2 cents in, and now you done drug America into some bullshit. And really, the ish people, they really drug us in, because the scriptures say the least of the flock should lead them out. And you see Benjamin Nahu, he came out and said, hey, Trump want to seize the fire, but we're not seizing the fire. We're going to keep making the moves. So we understand that this war, Armageddon, as it's spoken in the scriptures, is going to happen. So this is how we know and we see through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. We're here towards the end of this man's downfall. You're watching a nation that's in power. You're watching a nation of people, right, which is the so-called Edomites, and these other heathen nations as well. They've been in power so long that the Lord is stripping them all of their crowns and taking them out of power, and the Lord is getting ready to bring up Yasharallah. It says, Babylon has suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take ball for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, every one into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So the Lord can't heal this place because the people that's in rulership. It's the people that's in the rulership. It doesn't matter if you take the white man down and you got the Chinese man. They all come in the spirit of the so-called white man. All these other nations come after the spirit of the so-called white man. And you got to remember that there's the 13 banking families behind this situation that's funding these wars. They're all Edomites, So the Lord can't heal this place because who's in rulership? You got to take the crowns off all of their heads. And this is why the Lord's put the hooks in all their mouths, and he's bringing them down to the land of Jehoshaphat, right? And the Lord is going to judge them there. So this is why major judgment is coming. So let's get right into it, man. Like I said, it's just a quick hit.
Been at it now for 21 hours, and We've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians. That's the good news. The bad news is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So we go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms. We'll see if the Iranians accept it. Thank you.
Did you going back to Prime Minister Netanyahu at all today?
Hey, he couldn't even answer no questions. You know, these devils mad, man. These devils are mad. Because it's nothing but, we keep telling you, Jakes, man, there is nothing but judgment, death, destruction, hell coming to Babylon, that's coming to America, man. You're about to see an all-out war, man. You're about to see an all-out war. You know, you might as well, hey, we tell you Edomites all the time, you better max out your credit card. And you got videos coming out more now. Edomites are now, they trying to plan, they come together, they meeting up because they know that their time is at an end.
Been at it now for 21 hours, and we've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians. That's the good news. The bad news is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So we go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms. We'll see if the Iranians accept it. Thank you.
Did you going back to Prime Minister Netanyahu at all today? What about the Strait of Hormuz? Did they give you any indication of the Supreme Leader's health?
There you have it, you guys. Breaking news. We're just 3 minutes behind the feed, and it appears that J.D. Vance came out and gave an update saying that the negotiations so far have failed. He said that he was in talks for 21 hours. I was thinking that this morning we were going to be waking up April the 11th and that, they're 9 hours ahead of us, that we would have had some news on it. Turns out, nope. Nothing. He said that they would not agree to the terms. He said they cannot have nuclear weapons. And so you just got it live 3 minutes ago. If you appreciate it, hit that like button for me. It looks like we are very likely going to be having more war unfold here. Both sides have been issuing some pretty intense threats. And it was all kind of on this pivotal moment here of these talks. And it looks like these talks have gone nowhere. And you just heard it live from J.D. Vance.
Been at it now for 21 hours.
The video,
and we've had
the length of this video is the length of the video is 1 minute and 44 minutes, which is spiritual, So we understand that the Lord is always speaking, man. This is Micah 2:10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." But arise, man. This is it for Babylon. There's no help in this place. There's no more good times. You better get your mind prepped in the spirit. You better get your mind ready and pray to Yahweh Shem Shai to get your house in order and get your mind ready on what's to come. You're about to see massive death, confusion, killing, robbing, stealing. This is the only thing that's coming to this place. Rise and depart. Wake up, Jacob. Shalom.